Oh, I do love it when these questions come up. An interview question. What do you do when your team aren't creating user stories and logging it in your backlog? Who cares? Really, who cares? Are they capturing the customer's need, the product's need, the organization's need in a way that they, as the developers, can understand and the people who are making those requests can understand? Because really that's the purpose of a user story, is to transmit the information from somebody with a problem to those who can solve it as seamlessly as possible. I come across this a lot. They're not writing user stories. So what? Maybe good old-fashioned requirement is the right way. Use cases. I've seen lots of use cases be discarded, even though they're a good option. They explain things in great detail, and they're correct. But they're not user stories, therefore we won't use them, because they're not Agile. I didn't know that Agile was about wasting good work. It's not. What instead you need to do is ask the simple question, what they're capturing, does it help them? Does it help their customers understand what they're working on? Okay? And if so, it's likely good enough. There are many people who get fascinated and fixated on user stories as the one right way, which is an interesting take when we spend a lot of our time having to explain to people the inherent complexity of building software, of solving wicked problems, complex problems, that we don't know what the right answer is beforehand. We have to learn it as we go, discovering new ways of working, discovering what the product is. And guess what? Part of that means discovering how to communicate this information in the most effective way. So user stories may be helpful. They're a good pattern. Nothing wrong with them at all. But for that team that isn't doing them, don't assume they don't know what they're doing. Instead, go see what they're doing. Ask them why they're doing that. Okay? Maybe they've been through their journey with user stories and discovered it doesn't support their way of working. And instead they've moved on to something different and they're trying that out. Maybe you've caught them at a time where they're experimenting with a different way of working and they're going to go back to user stories because this new way isn't doing. You don't know. Unless you've been watching them for a long time and you've been involved in their conversations all the way through, you don't know. So don't make an assumption that they're in the wrong, because A, they're not, but also B, they might be trying something new. They may have already done the thing you've thought of, and you can't find that out without having a conversation. So if you find teams who've stepped away from user stories, they're adding different things to the backlog, talk to them, find out why they're doing that, what they've learnt, and what the opportunities they see are to improve what they're doing today, and support them on that journey. That may be that they didn't know about a user story, they've never heard of it. I mean, I'd be surprised, but that person's got to exist somewhere. And what an opportunity to explain this is a thing that we can do, it's a good practice, it might help you. But offer it. Okay? They can say, yes, great idea, we'll take it. They can say, no, we've tried it, we don't want to do it. Or they can counter offer with something else. All three of those need to be legitimate actions that they feel they can take for you to truly be offering something. Okay? So as an Agile coach, as a Scrum Master, it's not our job to know. We have ideas, we have experience. That's why we're brought in. But our role is to get the best from the team, to get them to get the best from themselves. So they're not using user stories. Who cares? Work out what they are doing and why they are doing it and work with them to see how they can be better next time round the loop. If you've got to this point in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, a like would be appreciated. If you want to hear more from me, more answers to questions that maybe you've got in the Agile world, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question that you really want answered, drop it in the comments. I promise we'll get around to it. Thank you.